Today on the newscast, Israel thwarts a major Iranian terror plot and Israel's Mossad interrogates the Iranian suspect on the ground inside Iran. Get all the stunning details next. Hey folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. Clearly, I am not in the Watchman studio today. I am down the shore, as we say in my hometown of Philadelphia. I'm on a beach vacation with my family. We're about a block from the beach. Don't scold me and say, why are you working on your vacation? I promise we're getting plenty of rest and relaxation down here, but I'm doing this quick update for you before the family wakes up and before we head to the beach because, folks, I think we've got some very, very important news for you. Israel's Mossad, the famous Israeli spy agency, famous for its daring missions over the decades, time and time again, announced yesterday, Thursday, June 29th, yet another daring operation on the ground inside Iran. Now, we've been telling you over the past few years about these repeated Iranian attempts to strike at Israeli and Jewish interest overseas, not inside of Israel proper, although they do that plenty through the likes of Hezbollah, Hamas, and Islamic Jihad, but also to target Israelis living abroad. Many times, the Iranians consider these Israelis living abroad as softer targets. In particular, Turkey, Cyprus, and Greece are three locations where Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, or IRGC for short, has hatched plots over the past 2 or 3 years. Now, in every case, thankfully, Israel, working in tandem with local authorities on the ground in those countries, has been able to break up these Iranian plots. And we have another case of that, folks, in Cyprus. But this one gets very, very interesting because Israel's Mossad spy agency operated on the ground inside Iran under the noses of the Iranian regime, a major embarrassment for the mullahs in Tehran. We're going to break it down for you. Before I do, a quick reminder to subscribe to the Watchman News channel right here on YouTube and click the notification bell so you get alerts every time a new video is posted. Folks, we're coming to you every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekend, depending on the news cycle. And even when we are at the beach, we want to bring you the cutting-edge news for such a time as this, as things are happening and developing so rapidly in the Middle East and in the world. We don't want you to miss a single newscast, so be sure to subscribe. And hey, not in the studio today, just coming to you kind of down and dirty from my phone, but I like to say that you are not here for the bells and whistles. You're here for the content, so let's get into it. Youssef Shabazi Abba Salaylo, that's a mouthful. That is the name of this Iranian operative who was nabbed by Israel's Mossad spy agency and who was interrogated, folks, on the ground inside Iran by the Mossad. Talk about daring, as I said at the top. But let's break it down. Let me give you a little bit of backdrop here. This plot involved Abba Salaylo being sent by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. He had a handler at the IRGC, a top IRGC official, of course, operating from inside Iran and directing the steps of this terrorist in Cyprus, which is, of course, a tiny island in the Mediterranean, not far from the Israeli coast. Now, there are Israeli businessmen and several Jews living and working in Cyprus, and that was the target of this Iranian operative, to assassinate, murder Israeli business people living in Cyprus. Now, his plan, and I'm just giving you these details from the horse's mouth, quite literally, this is what this Iranian terror operative shared as he was interrogated by the Mossad inside of Iran. He said he entered through northern Cyprus, which is controlled by Turkey. The plan was to then travel into southern Cyprus and target some Israelis and at an opportune moment carry out a terror attack, kill Israelis on the soil of Cyprus. Now, thankfully, Cypriot authorities caught on to this plot, as did Israeli authorities, of course, and they worked in tandem to foil it. There were also, as part of this cell, some Pakistanis involved. Also, according to this Iranian operative, Iran, terrorist for hire, I guess you would say, that Iran employed and it has also used Pakistanis in plots elsewhere, including in Greece. So that's some of the background for you. Once this terrorist, Abba is his last name, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, once he was alerted by his Iranian handlers back in Iran that, hey, local authorities are on to you, get out of Cyprus, he did indeed leave Cyprus and go back to Iran. And folks, that's when things get really interesting. Number one, this plot was foiled, thank God. But number two, when he returned to Iran, he was nabbed inside of Iran on Iranian soil and interrogated by Israel's Mossad. Again, I just shake my head at the daring and the boldness of the Mossad once again. And the interrogation, as you can see here, it was captured on videotape, and he spilled the beans. He outlined the entire plot. This is what we plan to do, and this is who my handler was in Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. So there you have it. Now, it's unclear what happened to him after he was interrogated. I'd imagine the Mossad agents got out of the country, got out of Iran. Abba Salilo, not sure what his status is right now, and the Iranian regime hasn't said anything yet as I come to you around 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, June 30th. But another victory for Israel's Mossad on Iranian soil. By the way, this is not the first time the Mossad has operated with some really tremendous results inside of Iran. There have been other instances where operatives were interrogated inside of Iran by Israel. And you have to know that Israel has incredible assets on the ground in Iran. That's why Israel has carried out these sabotage attacks against Iran's nuclear program and various missile factories over the past 3 years in particular. So Israel has a vast network inside Iran, not only of native Iranians who loathe this wicked and tyrannical regime they're forced to live under, but Israeli agents just operating on the ground. And now the big one, of course, the major Mossad operation inside Iran occurred in 2018 when Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu revealed to the world those Iranian nuclear documents that the Mossad was able to get its hands on, folks. That stunned the world, and again, major egg on the face of the Iranian regime, no doubt. What is Iran doing here? Why does Iran continue to lash out against Israel overseas? Well, a few things. Number one, the Iranian regime is clearly emboldened. We've heard this from Iranian leaders that they see the internal discord inside Israel, and that is giving Iran confidence and giving Iran the impression that Israel is divided and that a house divided itself against itself obviously cannot stand, and that Israel is more susceptible and more vulnerable to attacks by Iran and its proxies. And again, Iran is still looking for revenge against Israel, folks, for a number of operations that Israel has carried out that, again, have embarrassed and weakened the Iranian regime time and time again. And as I said earlier, they see these Israeli and Jewish targets overseas as softer targets. Look for this to continue. And you have to think that authorities in a place like Greece or Cyprus, they're none too happy about this. These Iranian plots on their soil. Remember, the reach of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps is really global, folks. I mean, they operate in Latin America, as we've detailed here in the newscast. They have carried out assassinations on European soil against Iranian dissidents there. And yes, even plotted in the United States, where I'm standing right now, to carry out assassinations of former Trump administration officials. So Iran's terror arm, the arm of the IRGC, stretches far and wide, but so does clearly the arm of Israel's Mossad. A daring operation. If we get more details about this, we will bring them to you. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining us here today. Breaking news on the Watchman News channel from the beach. Until next time, God bless you. And remember, never hold your peace. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload, and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. And don't forget to share your thoughts, insights, and comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.